Hello everyone, welcome to this demo session on SAP Fiori security training. In this training session, we will learn how does the basic SAP Fiori security works. We will talk about in this course advanced Fiori content. This is part 3 of 3 video demo series on SAP Fiori security and launchpad concept. In the part 1 and part 2, we have discussed about different user personas, technical users, and we have enabled SAP Fiori launchpad for our end user. In this part, we will go ahead and assign the standard role to activate is standard purchase order application to our end user. Okay. Now, this task is done. So let's go back to a scenario. So now we have also completed the task number 2. This is also done. Nice. And then comes his task number 3. Okay, yet to be finished. Yes. So now users should be able to access purchase order standard application delivered by SAP. So now for this, we need to cross check that which system are we into? Are we into an S4 HANA system, the latest ERP, latest business suite, or are we into an ECC system, or are we into an business suite? Okay. Now, forget about ECC. If you have ECC, then you will not get out of the box Fiori apps from SAP. But if you're in Business Suite, certain versions of Business Suite, you get standard Fiori applications from SAP, and also in S4HANA anyway, everything is Fiori. So that's where there is a rising demand for Fiori security consultants and Fiori developers in the companies. And almost every second day, I am seeing that many of you who have attended my course are emailing me saying, Anubhav, I got a job, I got 2 offers, I got 3 offers, I got 4 offers. It's amazing. It's booming up. It has a great opportunity right now in the market, and that's what pulled you out all into the demo session, because you know that this is the right thing, and this is what we need to learn and be able to get and secure a better position. So now here we can see we have it as an S4 HANA system, but how do you check? Is it an S4 HANA system? So you go back again to the system, go to system, status, and now here you can click on this magnifying glass called details. And now if you just scroll down, you would see there are 2 important things. One is called S4 FND. It's called S4 HANA Foundation Layer. And then you'll see S4 Core. This is an S4 HANA on-premise system because you see S4 Core as a component inside this. So this is an S4 HANA system, by the way. All right. It's an S4 HANA 1809 because 103 release is 1809. It's a yearly release cycle. So last release was 1709. Before that 1609, and before that 1509. So 1509, 1609, 1709, 1809. So 1809 means 2018 September release. It's a yearly cycle. So every 1 year they release S4HANA on-premise. Of course, there are support packs released every quarter. Whereas it comes to S4HANA Cloud, there is a quarterly release for S4HANA Cloud. So if you want to know more about basics of S4HANA, you can go to my YouTube channel, and you can also watch the difference between ABAP on HANA and S4HANA. That you can of course check it on the videos. So you can go to my channel, or you can also search for find how to choose between S4 HANA, Cloud, and OP. This is also one question comes. So you see I have a Doraemon video here. So my Doraemon is confused. Oh my God, there's some ads coming up. Let me just skip this up. So you see here my Doraemon is confused. So I assume myself as a Doraemon in my company. A lot of things are happening, innovations are happening. Every new day I'm hearing new things. So what is exactly the roadmap? What is the future path I should take as part of S4HANA? What should be the choice? Should I go with S4HANA on-premise? Should I go with S4HANA Cloud? What exactly is the difference between S4HANA on-premise, Cloud, and SAP S4HANA X4? So these are all the things, questions answered as part of this video. You can just go ahead and watch it, give you a good direction, a very powerful video. I'll just put the link into the chat window. definitely this is one thing which you guys can go. And by the way, this channel itself, in itself, is the single point for you, single source of information for almost everything what you need. So we are actually trying here at onlinefurytrainings.com to create a learning university for you, absolutely free on the YouTube. Of course, not everything is free, but majority of the things which you want to probably just quickly know, you can see those things over here. The highest number of videos as of now today, unique videos on the YouTube. This is the number one channel on the YouTube for the latest technological content. We are all into the technical stuff. So if you want to learn technical stuff, this is one-stop shop where you can learn everything related to S4 HANA, ABAP on HANA, CDS views, OData services, UI5, Gateway, SAP Cloud Platform, S4 HANA Cloud, side-by-side extension, in-app extensions. You want to learn about best practices, which options to choose, which options to not choose, difference between HANA Studio, HANA Eclipse, difference between WebID full stack, cloud native development, Node.js, Java-based development, Olingo framework, native HANA application, native cloud application, XSJS, XS OData, HDI, HANA deployment infrastructure, XS advanced architecture. Whatever you want to know, it is there. It is there on our website, on our channel. We are number one today into the technical learning. If you ever want to learn anything technical, please feel free to subscribe to our latest courses. And these courses are keep updating. We keep getting new stuff as and when industry is changing, as and when there are new things, new features coming up. We are the one who gets it to you for the first time. Soon we are also planning to start courses on SAP Machine Learning, Leonardo. We also have coming courses on SAP ABAP on cloud. So all of these things we wanted to bring it very first to you, and then you can leverage these things. So feel free to subscribe on this channel. There are a lot of free videos as well to give you the right direction, right information. This is the Learning Hub, the Learning University, which you can subscribe to. I'll also put the link in the chat window here. So you can just go ahead and also watch, just for information, those who are attending for the first time. So now let's move on back. So this is where SAP offers the standard S4 HANA solution. We just checked. It is an S4 system. So now I have to find out what is the standard. Is there any standard Fiori app which SAP offers? So that's what I have to check. So I'll just go back to the steps here. What are we writing? So that was step 2. We saw that. Then we check the product which we are into, if we are in S4 HANA or we are on Suite, and then we have to jump to SAP Fiori App Reference Library. What exactly it is? It is a central hub which provides you the documentation of all the Fiori apps delivered by SAP. Is published here. Okay, so all the Fiori apps delivered by SAP is published here in Fiori App Reference Library. So you can actually go to that. So you can Google it, or you can also go to the URL. I'll just give you the URL directly, SAP Fiori App Reference Library. That's where you can go. Of course, we will cover in detail what is SAP Fiori App Reference Library, because this is one-stop shop for us to know everything about the standard Fiori apps. So in next class, when I show you extending standard Fiori apps or installing standard Fiori apps which are not there in your system, you will see this is going to be our main source of information. And now I want to see here an app related to maybe S4 HANA, all apps in S4 HANA, because that's what I want. And then I can segregate it by roles, application components, product version, best practices. So I can go with line of business, and I want to go and check my sales and distribution, the SD module, manufacturing, marketing, sales. You can go here, sales. Do we have any purchase order app here? Manage purchase order, manage something. So let me just check. So yes, we have a couple of apps here, goods, receipts. So I think it doesn't come in the sales, it will come in purchasing or sourcing and procurement. Exactly, that's the functional area. And now I can search here, purchase order. I just search for it, and you see monitor purchase order items. You see monitor create purchase order centrally. You have manage purchase order. So I will probably interest in this app, manage purchase order. So you see this app is available in SAP S4HANA. Very good. And this is only available on HANA DB exclusively. Very nice. It's a transactional Fiori application. So what are the types of Fiori application? We will cover that in our next class. Don't worry. And you see this is a Fiori application. That's why it's capable of running on any device. Okay, it's a Fiori app. And now if I come down to implementation information, I would just go and check for my S4 HANA 1809. Please tell me what is that I can do to activate this app to actually give access to this app. And I just come down to configuration, come down. You would see here SAP not just delivered you the app, but they also deliver you ready to use role. Okay, they give you ready to use role, and this business role you can actually assign to your user to actually give an access to this Fiori app. So where do you see that? Just come down, just check for role. Yes. Okay, business role. Okay, I don't see that information here. Let me just check. Support related apps. So I'm not able to see that here. Maybe just check another one. We should be able to find the role, business role. Yes, we can see that here. Okay, maybe I just go back to the last app and choose come down. And we should see here a role somewhere. It always start with SAP underscore BR. All right. All the standard roles which SAP deliver along with their apps, they all starts with SAP underscore BR. So you can just come down and you would see an entry here. You can see here, you see SAP BR purchaser. This is this role, we have it. So this role, once it is assigned to my user, business user, they will get access to the apps, all the Fiori apps. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go back and I will now go to our user directly. So we can go to SU01. Let's go in there, change my user. And now over here, we go to the roles and I'm just going to paste the role here, SAP BR purchaser. Just type in also, you can also search and press enter. And now you see this role has been added. Awesome. And I click on save button. Superb. So let's go back to our business user screen and now press F12 just to see any troubleshooting. If there is something fails, we will get to know. And now we will just click on refresh. So let's see, do we get access to all the purchasing Fiori applications or not? And now you see guys, there's another error. This error is coming because the tiles needs a special authorization object. You see all the app tiles, they are unable to access a SICF service called chip service. Now for this access, we need to now add another authorization object to our role. You see all these errors are chip related errors, which means they are tile related errors. You see, system is giving all these errors related to chip. That is because there is a service in SICF called chip service. And if we don't have access to that service, the tiles cannot be displayed. So you have access to the launchpad, but you cannot see the tiles. So for that, I go back again to our role, go to authorization and go for change the profile. And now just we will be adding manually our authorization object called S underscore PB underscore chip and slash UI2 slash chip. So this is the access authorization for the service, chip service, which is part of Launchpad implementation. So I will explain you about these extra SICF services in our next class when we will look at the Launchpad architecture. So we'll do that. I click on OK, and now I just regenerate. So you see here this access authorization. It's asking me what level of authorization you want to give to the user. Yeah, so I will say I want to give maybe full authorization for the chip service at least. This is okay. We can allow user to add, remove tiles in personalization mode. We want to allow users to view the tiles. We want to allow users to move the tiles here and there, create new tiles in personalization mode. So that's what I give full authorization. And now I click on generate. You see profile is created. So let's go back. So in addition to that, you just need to add the chip authorization. It's a one-time activity, and then you keep adding the roles and user will get the authorization for the apps. So now I come back and refresh over here, and let's see what is that we are going to get. Awesome, there you go. All the apps related to purchaser business role are now being added over here for the user. Some of these apps are not loading. You see there are errors. The reason is certain OData services are not active. So don't panic. I will show you how to activate those OData service, same transaction slash IWFND main service, but how do you know that which OData services need to be activated? Again, this information anyway there with the Fiori app reference library. So let's say monitor scheduling agreement items. So go back, monitor scheduling open items, agreement items. So this is the one. And now if you come down, you'll find the OData service, which needs to be activated. This is the OData service. Since this service is not active, okay, system is giving you an error on the tile. So this tile you see, it's error. Why? Maybe the OData service is not active. So let's cross check, maybe go back to main service transaction code as we saw and click on add a service please. I want to cross check and I just put the service name here, click on enter, press enter. I think we should also put underscore SRV. No, I think it's already active, which means there is some other problem. There may be some other problem. So just check if it is already active. We can go and filter with external service name. And you see it's already active, guys, which means there is something else. There is some other problem. Probably we have to investigate. So all this troubleshooting, we will learn it in this course, how to troubleshoot these problems, what you get here. So there can be an authorization missing. There can be a bug in the app. There can be an issue with the app index. There can be issue in finding the right app component, in the target mapping. It could be anything. So all these things we will be covering as part of our course, how to troubleshoot these apps, because this is something which is also very important for a Fiori developer to find out and fix these issues. All right. Okay. So maybe I just want to go to the app manage purchase order. Want to just create a purchase order. Let's see if we are allowed to do that. So I go to manage purchase order application. So this is the tile. You can see every app is a tile in the launchpad for our end user. And when I click on this, it should now try to load our Fiori application purchase order manager. Maybe it may take some time, guys, initially, because Launchpad has to cache all the resources, all the controller files, all the view files for this Fiori application. It has to load from the server. So it may take some time at times, but not necessarily all the time. All right. So now you see again, there's an error coming in the console. Purchase order requirement item MATNR service is not active. Yeah, you see this service is not active, and then you see another agreement service is not active. So you have a lot of these services, these errors are coming, which means these services are not active. That's why your apps are not loading, or probably they are showing some kind of error. So these things we need to troubleshoot and we need to resolve. So I'll give you the complete step-by-step troubleshooting guide so that you will be able to resolve these kind of errors as a Fiori security consultant or as a Fiori developer also in your company. That's a main idea. So now you see here there's a get failed for this fin user default parameter service. You see this OData service, fin user default service. This get is failed. So maybe just try to add this service, activate this service. So go back and just put that service, and let's see if that is there. No, Why? So it's saying get has failed. We have to troubleshoot that actually. It's here. Maybe just say call browser just to test this service if the service is working fine. No authorization to access the service. You see, don't have authorization to access the service. This user doesn't have authorization to access the service, this particular service. So that's the reason the get has failed over there. So maybe just try to add this authorization. So same step, we go back to a role. That's how you have to enhance your role. So typically we create composite roles. I will explain you the concept of composite role. So these are all very important security concepts which we need to learn. How do we organize our role development? You cannot here and there keep creating roles, because otherwise it will become a big mash of roles and becomes a really big problem for you, right? So this is the reason you have to organize also your security development which you do for roles and things. And also you need to learn how to transport these content to the quality system. That's also a very important aspect. So we'll be learning all these things. So let me just try to quickly add this service quickly, just to see at least we can show you something running creating a purchase order maybe. So that's what we want to see. Just come here, press F4, just add this guy, click on OK. Again, go back, SV entry. Yeah, just choose this guy. Okay, copy, save this, and we got to regenerate the profile. You see authorization turned red. Just quickly regenerate so that it gets the new service entry values, and now it's green. Let's go back. Earlier you were seeing this error. You see this error was coming in the console. I refresh now the purchase order app, and you see now purchase order V2. There's another error coming up in the console. You see purchase order main PO V2. This is another service which is failing. I'm just going to copy this service name. So what is an OData service? Maybe some of you have this question in your mind. So don't worry. We will cover these concepts in our next class, which is a recap of foundation course for SAP UI5. Those who have not attended, directly jumping to advanced Fiori. Maybe I will cover that concept for you. Don't worry about that. So I will make sure that you get the right information to be able to work with these things. All right. So I'll do that. Just add this authorization again for this service as well. So likewise, we have to keep adding these things. So all the OData services which are actually not available or failing to load, we got to just do that. And now refresh again. So we have to learn the troubleshooting as well, guys. All this troubleshooting and stuff we will be learning. So let's come back. Just right click and reload. And now you see there's another service here which is failing, catalog service V2. This authorization is not there, but at least you can see now the user interface. Awesome. So that's how you see we have given now finally we have completed our assignment as a security consultant by created a user, fresh user, given him an authentication, then created a role to give access to the Fiori launchpad itself, and then we have added the services for related to the launchpad for the user, and then we finally added the purchase order role, and then we troubleshoot what errors were coming for the service, the purchase order service, and then finally we have got our purchase order app created and entered here. Awesome. So right now in the system, it's a fresh system. It's a new system altogether. There is no purchase order in the system. Of course, we can go ahead and create a purchase order. I'm not sure if I do have, again, the further authorizations to do that. So sometimes you see, you may not have such a granular level authorization, and you see a technical error again occurred again. So all these things, you probably need to have right authorization. Only then you will be able to create the purchase order. So we'll be learning all these things. We'll see a couple of important Fiori apps. We will learn about activation, deactivation of them, what roles are required, how do you also cater to the service requirement for such roles. All these things we will be covering in detail in our Fiori security course. So I hope you got a quick clue, you got an idea of which direction we are going. With that, thank you so much. I hope you will attend this course regularly. The course is already started today. It was our first class. What is the next step for you? Subscription. Now, to subscribe for this course, many of you have already signed up. I saw yesterday some of your names. You were attending today the first class already. But those who have not signed up, what is the next step? How do you sign up? So you can email us on install.abap@gmail.com, or you can also write to us on www.onlinefiorytrainings.com to subscribe for our Fiori security and advanced Fiori concepts training. So that is what you have to do. In our next session, we'll start with a quick recap of our first course, basic UI5 Fiori course, where we'll talk about what is a no data service, what is a web IDE, all these basic tooling, basic stuff, a quick recap of our foundation course. So those who are directly jumping to the advanced Fiori, maybe at least you get that basic hand holding, basic foundation ready for yourself. So that is what we will be doing. With that, thank you so much. Thanks for watching this video. You can subscribe on this channel. Please feel free to hit a like button here if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to share your comments on the comment box below on the YouTube. Let me know what else are you looking for in the new technology world, and I will make sure that I will try to get that content for you as soon as possible, either in my trainings or on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much once again. Have a nice day and goodbye.